Welcome to the CISO Daily Update.
Change Healthcare faces second ransomware dilemma weeks after Alphv attack. Just weeks after recovering from a previous attack by Alphv, Change Healthcare reportedly faces another ransomware attack, allegedly orchestrated by a group called RansomHub. RansomHub claims to have obtained 4 terabytes of Change Healthcare's data, including personally identifiable information of active U.S. military personnel and other patients, medical records, and payment information. Ransom payment is demanded within 12 days. The situation poses a dilemma for Change Healthcare, as it had reportedly paid a $22 million ransom to Alphv following the previous attack. Despite the payment to Alphv, Cybercriminals allegedly retained the data. Targus discloses Cyberattack after hackers detected on file servers. Targus, a leading maker of laptop and tablet accessories, revealed a cyberattack incident following the detection of hackers on its file servers. The parent company, B. Riley Financial, disclosed the breach in an SEC filing, stating that the threat actor accessed Targus's file systems on April 5, 2024. While the incident has been contained, Targus is collaborating with external cybersecurity experts to recover internal systems. The extent of data compromise remains undisclosed, but measures were taken to disrupt unauthorized access. Regulatory authorities and law enforcement have been notified, and investigations are ongoing. Cybercriminals targeting Latin America with sophisticated phishing scheme. A sophisticated phishing campaign targeting Latin America was discovered delivering malicious payloads to Windows systems. The scheme involves phishing emails with zip file attachments and HTML files posing as invoices. These files redirect users to malicious RAR archives containing PowerShell scripts that gather system data and attempt to download suspicious files from Dropbox. The campaign utilizes evasive techniques, including geolocation-based redirects and newly created domains. This development coincides with malvertising campaigns distributing remote access Trojans and fake software installers for cryptocurrency miners. Hackers deploy crypto drainers on thousands of WordPress sites. Hackers compromised nearly 2,000 WordPress sites to display fake NFT and discount pop-ups, intended to trick visitors into connecting their wallets to crypto drainers that automatically steal funds. Initially, the attackers targeted 1,000 sites with malvertising and YouTube videos, but were unsuccessful. Following that campaign, attackers deployed scripts to turn visitors' browsers into tools for brute-forcing admin passwords on other sites. The malicious scripts inject pop-ups urging visitors to connect their wallets, ultimately enabling the crypto drainers to siphon funds and NFTs to the threat actors. New malware, Latrodectus, linked to IcedID. Cybersecurity researchers identified a new loader named Latrodectus linked to nearly a dozen campaigns since February 2024. Initially thought to be a variant of IcedID, Latrodectus is now confirmed as a distinct malware, likely developed by the same creators as IcedID. Associated with initial access brokers, Latrodectus functions as a downloader to retrieve malicious payloads and execute arbitrary commands. It has been observed in operations linked to known distributors of Qbot and is versatile in various attack vectors, including email-based threats. Analysis reveals its dynamic resolution of Windows API functions, evasion techniques to avoid detection, and communication with command and control servers. Similarities in infrastructure and operator activities suggest a connection between Latrodectus and IcedID. Multiple CData vulnerabilities let attackers bypass security restrictions. Multiple vulnerabilities were identified in various CData products utilizing the embedded Jetty server in Java versions. These vulnerabilities, including path traversal exploits, allow remote attackers to bypass security restrictions and potentially gain unauthorized access to sensitive information or perform malicious actions on affected systems. Specifically, vulnerabilities exist in CData Sync, CData API Server, CData Connect, and CData Arc, with associated common vulnerability scoring system scores indicating critical severity. AI as a service provider's vulnerability let attackers perform cross-tenant attacks. Wiz Research uncovered critical security flaws in AI as a service providers, revealing the risk of cross-tenant attacks and access to private AI models. Vulnerabilities in Hugging Face's environment, including insecure pickle-based PyTorch models, allowed for potential exploitation. Researchers demonstrated remote code execution through the Inference API, exposing the dangers of untrusted AI models in shared computing services. Canon printers, critical CVE 2024-2184 flaw requires immediate firmware update. Canon issued a security bulletin addressing a critical buffer overflow vulnerability, CVE 2024-2184, CVSS 9.8, affecting specific models within their multifunction printer ranges. This vulnerability in the WSD protocol process could allow unauthorized attackers to execute arbitrary code or initiate DOS attacks if the affected printer is directly exposed to the internet without network safeguards. Canon advises immediate firmware updates and network configuration to isolate affected printers behind firewalls or routers to restrict unauthorized internet access. Confidential VMs hacked via new Ahoi attacks. Researchers from ETH Zurich unveiled Ahoi attacks targeting AMD SE SNP and Intel TDX technologies used for confidential virtual machines. By injecting malicious interrupts, attackers can compromise CVMs, bypassing authentication to gain root access. While Linux kernel patches and mitigations are available, AMD attributes the vulnerability to Linux kernel implementation. AWS has confirmed Amazon Linux's vulnerability, while Microsoft Azure claims no impact. The CVE identifiers CVE 2024-25744, CVE 2024-25743, and CVE 2024-25742 are assigned to Ahoi attack-related issues. U.S. federal data privacy law introduced by legislators. A bipartisan initiative led by Congresswoman Kathy McMorris Rogers and Senator Maria Cantwell published a draft of the American Privacy Rights Act. This U.S. federal data protection law aims to give citizens greater control over their personal data, limit giant tech businesses' data processing powers, and impose stricter cybersecurity standards. The key features include limiting data collection, allowing individuals to regulate data usage, barring discrimination based on personal information, and authorizing enforcement by the Federal Trade Commission, states, and consumers. The proposed law intends to resolve the current patchwork of state privacy regulations by establishing a consistent national standard. The drop in ransomware attacks in 2024 and what it means. The drop in ransomware attacks in 2024, compared to the surge seen in 2023, can be attributed to several factors. Firstly, law enforcement interventions, such as the arrests related to Lockbit and the takedown of Alphv, have disrupted major ransomware operations. Despite these actions, ransomware groups like Lockbit have shown resilience, reinforcing the ongoing challenges in combating cybercrime. Additionally, a decrease in ransom payments and the declining profitability of attacks may be dissuading some groups from continuing their operations. However, new ransomware groups have emerged.
Thanks for listening. Remember to subscribe to our newsletter at CISOheadlines.com. Until next time, stay curious.